Hey everybody, this Ozark Prepper 1. It's after midnight. It was kind of a warm Friday, but not too bad. Tonight, let's go ahead and talk about bread and circus. Again, let's talk about the ultimate bread and circus. The ultimate bread and circus was given to us in the 1990s mainly, the late 1990s, and really came online around 2000. And some would say it would be computers. Well, I would say it's the cell phones in our hands. Because now everyone is completely occupied with that little rectangle in their hand. They're worried about Facebook. They're worried about TikTok. They're worried about YouTube. Any social media. They're chatting on emails. One of the big things in the 1990s when computers came online was there was a lot of socializing between men and women across the country, across the world, and a lot of adulterous relationships happened because of it. There was a lot of marriages that were broken up and families that were broken up. And then, at the same time, think of the filth that people were exposed to with a touch of a keyboard. Any kind of filth they wanted to find was available. And none of these things were so easily accessible when we were kids growing up. It's not like finding a dirty magazine on the side of the road or something. The younger generation now is exposed to the most hideous filth there is. And they're exposed to it at a young age. And what it's going to do in the future, we don't know yet, but it can't be good. If you look at a lot of the old serial killers, a lot of them in their confessions even admitted that a lot that drove them to do the things they did was being exposed to pornography and filth and things when they were younger. And these are guys that, murders that took place in the 1970s and 80s. So if it was then, way back then, imagine what's going on now. But the biggest bread and circus we have now are our cell phones. And we're bombarded with information to keep us occupied and keep our heads down to where we're not looking and seeing what's being done to us. Look around. Look, your world has changed. The people who are supposed to protect us, that we pay to protect us, they're looking at their phones all day. The people who are supposed to be up on things, that's all they're doing. They're playing on their cell phone. They're talking to the opposite sex. They're trying to, not all are, but a lot are. A lot of people are just spending all day long trying to put funny things online to impress their friends, and they get that little dopamine rush when they get that like or the thumbs up. And that's all it's about. And each time you get a dopamine rush from something like that, later on, you need to feel that all the time, or you're going to be severely depressed. So the best thing to do with this social media and stuff like that is just stay off of it, if you can. And You know, if you feel like you have to be on that, you know, just to communicate with family and stuff, just use the Messenger app or something. You know, you don't have to be on a site scrolling, looking at everybody else's life, because that will bring you down mentally, because your brain subconsciously is comparing your life to theirs, and you don't know what's going on behind their happy smile. Usually it's not good. Usually there's something in the background going on, especially if they've got to keep posting over and over how awesome their life is. If your life is so awesome, you wouldn't have time to be letting everybody know how awesome it is. Wouldn't you think? Anyway, you all have a great weekend. Ozark Prepper 1 out.